All right, what's going on, everyone? My name is Alexander Levine. I'm a personal trainer with Ankylosing Spondylitis, and my mission has been to help others with AS from someone who struggled with it for well over a decade, symptoms for 14, 15 years with this. It's been a long time, and I've been working in the health and fitness field with this for a long time, so I've seen a lot of ankylosing spondylitis. I'm pretty consumed by it, which, I decided to work with AS and work with clients around the globe with AS, but I'm pretty consumed by it, and that's gonna be part of what I'm talking about today. What can help us the most living with ankylosing spondylitis? What I've learned over the years, and some of these things change over the years. Things change with this. It's a continuum of learning different things on how to manage this and how to reduce our symptoms, how to stay fit with this. So that's what I want to talk about. What has actually mattered for me over the years, and what are things that I'm still trying to work on. So the first thing, we have to start with the most important thing, is handling stress and trying not to let ankylosing spondylitis dictate just everything. For me, it can be so up and down, just our emotions with this. You're feeling good, but in the back of your mind, you're saying, how long am I going to feel good for? How did I get here? How do I just maintain this? And then the days you're feeling bad, you're just so focused on getting out of that. We can be so consumed by it. So the first tip is handling stress. We need strategies to handle stress, mental health practices, meditation practices, breathing techniques. These things I think are the most important, because relaxing the body and learning how to work out and stretch in a relaxed enough state where we're not causing more stress in the body, but we're building it, might be the most important thing. And what has helped me in these areas is, for sure, having meditation, breathing practices, using the sauna, the cold tub, because those are also forms of kind of meditative states where we're working on the breathing, we're relaxing the body, we're helping the body. I think these are the most important things. So these are things we can do consistently. These are things we can focus on. And these are things I'm always trying to improve. The meditation, I think it's so important to help deal with stress the best way we can. Don't write it off. It's so important. It might be the most important. And to piggyback on that, the distractions. By distractions, I mean, how can we not be consumed by ankylosing spondylitis just every second of the day? Because it can always kind of creep in our head how we're doing. I have my low back's bothering me. I have pain in the rib. How do we distract ourselves? And what I've focused on in terms of distraction is, number one, doing things, especially fitness-wise, that I love to do. So playing basketball for me has been incredibly beneficial, because I love to do it, and it can kind of distract me. If I'm dealing with a little bit in the body, and sometimes I play and I force it and it doesn't feel good, but sometimes I play ball, playing with friends, playing with other people, and I'm distracted, I get moving, and I kind of forget I have AS, and I get moving, and I'm feeling incredible. That distraction can be so helpful, because we're not hyper-focused on the symptoms. So this can mean anything, just doing some form of movement and exercise that you love to do. And it's not just a grueling thing that you're doing to help yourself, but do something that you love to do. This can mean anything, any hobby, any activity. The distraction is so important, and finding people that you can do this with. So I go to the gym religiously now. I used to just work out at home, but when I go to the gym and I'm talking to different people and there's some community to it, that distraction really helps me. And I'm getting into the workout. I'm around other people who are focused on getting healthy. That form of distraction has been incredibly helpful for me. Sometimes at home, I can just think about my symptoms, and I'm still feeling that in the low back. I'm still feeling that tightness there. But when I'm out in the world, in the community, that can be extremely helpful. That's helped me tremendously when I go to the gym and I'm with other people. Don't forget community. Don't forget finding others who are trying to get healthy also. It's important to have that positive mindset and be surrounded by other people. So that's what I always start with. Stress management, doing things that fuel the body that way, distractions, and not just kind of sitting in the ankylosing spondylitis thoughts are the most important. So number two, this goes along with kind of a distraction. Sometimes I wake up, my low back is just really bothering me, or I have some rib pain, you know, in the past, maybe I've tried to forcefully stretch those things, and that generally makes it worse. If I have low back pain and I wake up and I forcefully stretch it and I'm feeling that pain, but I keep going because I'm worried about my range of motion, and I just want to loosen up so badly. I'm just so hyper focused on loosening up. It always makes it worse because there's pain there, there's inflammation. It makes the inflammation worse. I overextend. And this is what I've been trying to teach over the years to others. There can't be pain when we work out. Now, sometimes with some people, there's a little bit of pain in the beginning and it loosens up, and they know that about their body, so they can kind of go on a walk when they're really stiff and tight and it loosens up, or the low back's really tight and they can stretch it and they can feel better. This is for people who try that and it's not feeling good, it's not feeling better. So what I've tried to do, low back's bothering me, I wake up, everything I do has nothing to do, there's no pain for whatever I'm doing. So sometimes that takes staying away from that area entirely. So everything I do is away from the low back. I'm not putting any tension on there. So that could just mean working the arms, working the upper body, working the legs, staying away from the low back entirely. And then sometimes I do that and I check in on the low back and it feels better. So not touching it, doing other stuff, going in the sauna, again, doing upper body, using machines and resistance bands, and doing nothing with the low back. So instead of resting, sometimes I do that and the low back feels much, much better. Just not aggravating it, getting that circulation in the whole body is so important. And I used to just rip into that area because I was so hyper focused on getting it better. And my rib, I've talked about this over the years, where I'll get that rib tightness, rib pain. If I try to stretch it, if I try to forcefully stretch it, it makes it worse, it aggravates it. And that's a lot what ankylosing spondylitis is. We need to find ways to relax the body. We're trying to increase our flexibility, increase our strength, but in a way where we're not stressing the joints, stressing the low back. So that's why this is kind of my third point here I'll get into. I've tried so many different things, exercise and fitness wise, because the body responds differently to different things. There's going to be some movements that people respond incredible to, while the same movement someone else might respond very poorly to. And this might be a list online of best exercises for ankylosing spondylitis, so everyone follows them, but people might respond completely differently. That's why there's no best exercise for ankylosing spondylitis. It's what's best for you at this particular time that you respond well to, that you can track over time, you can consistently do it, you can build off it, and that's completely different for everyone. So try different things. Like I'm saying, when you wake up and the low back's bothering you, maybe you first tried to stretch the low back and it doesn't work, try different things. And never stop trying different things. That's the third point here. Always keep searching for different ways to help some of these symptoms. Sciatica for me was my worst symptom in my 20s. I always tried to figure out, how do I get rid of this? Because I want to play basketball and I keep getting sciatica. The best thing I did for sciatica was exercise, but things I did in the beginning made it worse. I was stretching my hips very hard when I had it because, again, I was just so aggravated. I got to get rid of the sciatica. I got to stretch it and get rid of it. The stretching made it much worse. So I learned the pattern for me was to do different stuff to realign the body, stretch the hip flexors, strengthen the hips when it wasn't aggravated. So I learned these patterns that worked for me. And this is going to get into the point number 4, keep track of everything. Now, sometimes it can give us a headache when we're consistently having to keep track of things, but overall, keep track of everything. Your symptoms, all right, when did I have sciatica? All right, I had it on my right side on this date. Did I do anything beforehand? What helped it during? What helped it after? Keep track of everything. Because sometimes for me over the years, I'll forget. I'll be like, wow, I haven't had sciatica in like 7-8 months. And then I'll totally forget because we have so many symptoms. They can change, they can get better, they can get worse. Keep track of things. So just so you have an idea, what's helping the sciatica? What's making it worse? How do I pick up on trends that are good for me and my body? Because we're all completely different with this. That's why I think hiring a good physical therapist, a good personal trainer, a good fitness coach can be so beneficial, because generally that good coach is keeping track of everything. I think that's maybe my number one quality as a personal trainer with ankylosing spondylitis is I intently keep track of everything. It's my job to make sure we're doing things that help the body, that we're keeping track, what things help, what things don't help. Are we trying different things? And over time, we have really good data about what's helping the body. And things change with this. And that's gonna be my next point. Things change with this. It's funny, like going back to sciatica. Sciatica was the worst for me in my 20s. In my 30s, my low back is my problem area, and the sciatica is much better. And I think that's why this is a forever kind of revolving door of different symptoms and things. And this is why I strive to never give up on the exercise and the fitness and trying different things, because I got my sciatica much better as I got older, when everyone kept telling me ankylosing spondylitis was going to get worse. Now, that's a very loose term. I hate to use it because, again, we're always just searching to reduce our symptoms and feel better, but always focus on better health. I don't care about ankylosing spondylitis getting worse. I just want to get healthier. I don't want to compare my x-rays, my labs. It's good to have all that data, of course. It's good to know what's going on in the body, but never stop focusing on health, getting healthier. What else can I keep doing fitness-wise, movement-wise? And then this can be my next point: exercise, nutrition, and food. What else can I keep doing just to feel a little better, just to keep going, just to keep my mobility? Focus on health. So my last thing here today is going to be the food, because when I was diagnosed, people wrote off food, and some people are still writing off that food can be beneficial and diet. And let me tell you why diet has been so beneficial for me. First, it's going to be staying at a lean weight, staying at a good weight was incredibly helpful for me, and helped my symptoms, helped the low back pain, helped me overall just put less stress on the joints. So the first thing I think should be is staying at a good weight, trying to stay at a healthy weight as much as we can. I think that might be the most important thing nutrition-wise. Also, the health benefits of staying at a good weight are across the board. Again, this is where I always think about staying healthy, focused on health. It's not just about, does this help my ankylosing spondylitis? It's also about, how does this make me healthier? Because we just want to stay healthier as we get older. So staying at a good weight should always be the focus for us. For me, it's hard. I mean, it's hard to stay. It's been hard over the years. If you look back at prior videos, I've been very up and down. I've gained weight, lost weight, gained weight, lost too much weight. And staying at that perfect weight has helped me tremendously. So that's always my first goal with nutrition. And that's been through tracking calories and focused on protein and fiber. I've done every diet in the book. I've talked about how I was keto for a long time. It worked for me in the beginning because I was at a good weight and I was getting rid of a lot of processed foods. But then ultimately it stopped working for me because I started gaining weight on it. So the low starch talk, the keto talk, a lot of people are trying different diets. Diet is completely different for everyone. We all have different foods that might affect this. We all have different things that are certainly affecting our gut. It's important to focus on it, but it's important to know everyone's so different with this. So what I learned from me, stay at a good weight, but also kind of focused on the processed foods are just no good for me. And I think for most people, that's a place to start. Get rid of the processed foods, focus on quality nutrients and quality food. For me, I always feel better doing that. When I'm too strict, low starch, keto, paleo, if I'm too strict, it's no good on the mental health. So I've tried to find a balance of make this work for me. You don't have to be in one camp. You can try different things. But again, I'll finish off with this. This is where we keep track of everything. All right, I tried. This is how I felt better kind of doing this. I got rid of this. Maybe I got rid of bread for 2 weeks and I tracked how you felt, or a different food group. You got rid of dairy for 2 weeks. Track everything, and over time you'll have a great database of what's helped you, what hasn't worked, and you can just keep trying to get healthier with this. So ultimately, I'm still learning about ankylosing spondylitis, and there's so many things that affect it. Viruses can affect us. Getting some of these different viruses can affect our symptoms. Sometimes they can make us feel better. I've had different flares over the years, stress related. I've had different things related to nothing over the years. But keeping track of everything and just having all that data on you and your body and what's helped you, what you've tried, or different things you can try is the most important thing. So never stop searching for different ways to be healthy with this. That's the main quality I've had, is just get healthy. It's not about one thing. It's about finding different things that work for you. It's going to be different for everyone. I hope that helps. See you next time.